Welcome to StarWatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
At first glance, it might seem like just another spy drama set against a turbulent historical backdrop. But the moment you step into this story, you realize something is different. It doesn't play by the usual rules. It doesn't rely on predictable betrayals or recycled espionage cliches. Instead, it quietly shifts the entire meaning of what a spy drama can be. Wang Yibo takes on a role that feels unexpectedly grounded, almost fragile at the beginning, yet slowly reveals a depth that feels unusually human and real. Wei Ruolai is not introduced as a hero carved from certainty or confidence. He is uncertain, cautious, and shaped by limitations that feel painfully familiar. And yet, within that simplicity lies the foundation of something far more complex. This is not a story about perfection or effortless brilliance. It is a story about pressure, transformation, and the quiet breaking point where an ordinary life collides with extraordinary circumstances. As financial systems intertwine with hidden intelligence wars, the narrative begins to blur the line between survival and ideology. What unfolds is not just a tale of espionage, but a deeper exploration of how systems shape people, and how people, in turn, begin to challenge those systems from within. And once that journey begins, it becomes impossible to look away. What makes this drama stand apart so clearly is the way it dismantles the familiar structure of spy storytelling. Instead of relying purely on covert missions or traditional intelligence conflicts, it places financial systems at the heart of tension. Money becomes more than a resource. It becomes language, weapon, and disguise. Within this framework, Wang Yibo's character, Wei Ruolai, is not simply navigating danger. He is learning how power actually moves beneath the surface of society. The brilliance of the narrative lies in how it refuses to simplify that journey. Wei Ruolai enters a world where nothing is transparent, where every transaction carries intention, and where trust is often more dangerous than suspicion. Yet he is not immediately transformed into someone powerful or untouchable. Instead, his growth is gradual, often uncomfortable and deeply human. He questions himself as much as he questions the system around him. This internal conflict is what gives the story its emotional weight. It is not just about what he does, but what each decision does to him over time. As the layers of the story expand, the financial backdrop becomes more than just setting. It evolves into a battlefield of influence, where decisions made in offices ripple outward into lives far beyond the boardrooms. The drama carefully shows how economic structures can be manipulated, reshaped, and even weaponized without a single physical confrontation. This approach allows the spy elements to feel more grounded, almost intellectual in nature, yet still filled with tension. Hidden agendas are not always revealed through action, but through subtle shifts in power, trust, and opportunity. Within this environment, Wei Ruolai's intelligence is not portrayed as innate superiority, but as something developed through observation, loss, and gradual understanding. He learns to read not just people, but systems, and in doing so, begins to see how deeply interconnected ambition and survival truly are. This perspective shift is where the character begins to change in ways that feel both inspiring and unsettling, as he moves closer to the core of the world he once observed from the outside. Wei Ruolai himself is written with a level of complexity that avoids simple categorization. He is neither purely innocent nor fully hardened. Instead, he exists in a shifting space between belief and doubt. At times, he holds onto ideals that feel almost fragile in the face of overwhelming reality. At other moments, he is forced to make choices that challenge those very ideals. This tension is what makes his journey compelling. Wang Yibo's portrayal captures this transformation with a quiet intensity, allowing small expressions, pauses, and moments of hesitation to carry significant emotional weight. Rather than presenting change as dramatic or sudden, the performance suggests that transformation often happens in silence, through accumulated experiences that slowly reshape a person's identity. As Wei Ruolai navigates mentorship, betrayal, guidance, and disillusionment, he becomes a reflection of how individuals adapt when placed inside systems larger than themselves. The supporting characters add further dimension to this world, not as background elements, but as active forces shaping the narrative's emotional and ideological landscape. Relationships are built not on convenience, but on shifting alignment and evolving trust. Some figures serve as mentors who challenge Wei Ruolai's understanding of success, and while others represent the cost of loyalty in unstable environments. Even those who appear to stand in opposition are not drawn in absolute terms, but are given motivations that feel grounded in their own logic and survival instincts. This layered approach to character design prevents the story from falling into predictable moral divisions. Instead, it presents a world where intention is rarely pure or simple, and where every choice carries consequences that extend far beyond immediate outcomes. Visually and structurally, the drama also adopts a restrained but purposeful style. Rather than overwhelming the viewer with constant intensity, it allows moments of silence, observation, and reflection to breathe. These pauses are not empty, they are filled with meaning, giving space for the audience to process the emotional and intellectual complexity unfolding on screen. The contrast between quiet personal moments and high-stakes financial maneuvers creates a rhythm that feels both controlled and immersive. It is in this balance that the series finds its unique identity, refusing to rush transformation and instead allowing it to emerge naturally through experience and consequence. Ultimately, what makes this story resonate is not just its innovation within the spy genre, but its focus on human evolution under pressure. It asks what happens when an ordinary individual is placed inside an extraordinary system and forced to navigate its hidden rules. Wei Ruolai's journey is not framed as a rise to power, but as a gradual awakening to the realities of the world around him. In that awakening, there is both clarity and loss, understanding and sacrifice. It is a reminder that growth is rarely comfortable, and that awareness often comes at a cost. Yet within that cost lies something deeply meaningful, the possibility of choice, even in systems that seem fixed and unchangeable. In the end, this is not simply a story about espionage or finance. It is a story about perception, about how understanding the world changes the person who seeks to understand it. And it leaves behind a lingering question about how many of our own realities are shaped by systems we rarely notice, and how different our choices might become once we begin to see them more clearly. If you have been following StarWatch Now, thank you for spending this time with us. Your support means everything in helping us continue to bring thoughtful stories and deeper perspectives on the world of entertainment and beyond. If you enjoyed this exploration, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it helps us grow and continue creating content like this for you. We truly appreciate every view, every comment, and every moment you choose to share with us. Stay connected with StarWatch Now for more cinematic stories, in-depth drama insights, and unfolding journeys from the world of film and television. Until next time, thank you for watching and take care.